Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today actually is going to be the first video of a short series. We're looking at maybe 2 to 3 videos. We're actually going to talk a lot about just fitness, building strength, how to prepare for rides, how to recover from rides, and just how to, just in general, become a better rider in the gym. Now, I just want to make things clear here. The best thing you can do to become a better rider is to actually just get on your bike and ride the trails. But I know in the winter months, sometimes it can be very hard for people to get out on the trail, especially who live more northern, where there's a lot more snow and just tough trail conditions. Here in Chattanooga, we're starting to kind of get into that phase where it's just a lot of wet trails and kind of avoid a lot of riding, but you can still work on improving strength, endurance, mobility, all major things that you can work on off the trails for your rides. Today, this video, we're actually going to talk a lot about building strength. We're going to focus on building leg strength, upper body strength, and just movements that can, in general, improve your riding and help you to just better control the bike and help prevent injury as well. So there's a lot of topics I'll be covering over the next 3 videos. If this continues to grow and if these videos track well with the viewers, you guys watching this video, we might extend that even further in the future as well too. But today, first, let's work on building strength and how to improve muscle specifically towards riding bikes and mountain biking. So the first workout we're going to do and actually talking about is actually working out the legs. The legs are the powerhouse of your body. They're powerhouse biking. If you don't have strong legs, you're going to struggle on the trail, especially climbing. But if you're also familiar with descending, if you ride bike parks, you still know that your legs do get a beating. So we're going to work on building some strong legs here with the barbell. We're going to show you specifically the front squat versus the back squat and why the front squat's a little bit more important. Just the body position it puts you in, the strength it kind of helps you build in your upper back when you're in proper position, where it targets your legs. The front squat is kind of the key component to building strong legs for biking. And so we're going to get into proper positioning. We're also going to talk about building core strength, show you some workouts to do, and we're going to show you some variations around building up your shoulder strength. Having strong shoulders help prevent injuries when crashing, but also having strong shoulders and upper back, it's just a key component to just keeping yourself on the bike and controlling the bike as well. We're going to do this. It's essentially a full body programming workout and just in a few exercises, because that's the whole point. We're going to try to get as much covered with as little movements or variations as possible, so that way you don't need to have a huge gym membership or lots of equipment to make this happen. All right guys, so start with the front squat. We're going to use a barbell here. When you're in this position, you want this bar resting on your shoulders here. Ideally, you want your elbows up as far as you can. You will feel a little bit of tension, potentially just kind of pushing into your throat, but just kind of be smart. Obviously, you're not trying to cut your airways here. And a lot of times people tend to not have a lot of wrist mobility, as you might see here. Some people tend to be very tight, and so they can't get their elbows up without lifting the bar off their shoulders. You really need to work on wrist mobility. Again, we're going to talk about that in future videos. If you need to, maybe don't wrap your whole hand around there, just enough to kind of maybe get 2 fingers in there, a thumb. Hand should be placed towards the outside of your shoulders. Just outside, you don't want to go super wide like this. That would cause a lot of tension on your shoulders and cause injury. At the same time, you don't want your fingers underneath your shoulders. So just outside, shoulder width, elbows up, and when you're in this position, feet should be about shoulder width, maybe just outside. This is not a wide stance. You're going to push your knees out, elbows up, and as you go into that squat position, just think about keeping that chest up high. This is where a lot of people have issues with the front squat because of just mobility is the biggest issue. So maybe you just start down, like maybe going down partially and back up. Common mistakes or common errors I see typically around mobility is that as they squat down, they'll either just drop their shoulders, weight drops, or they're trying to keep their body so straight upwards that they come down and they kind of go up on their toes because they're just not sure how to get the proper body position. what I would recommend doing without the bar or any weight, but just put your hands up in front of you, put your hands together, pretend like you're holding your head, anything. Just keep your arms here, try to keep elbows up like you're holding something, and just practice the squat going down, and you should be able to get into this position. When you're here, knees go out, okay? Elbows up, chest up. What this does, I'm gonna turn for you guys so you can see my side. When you're down here, if you let your elbows drop, your chest collapses, your back will round. That can increase your chance for injury, but also the point of this is to tighten up that chest, tighten up that lower back. This is all key components when you're riding your bike. Think about the position you're in on your bike when you're charging downhill, when you're standing up over your bike. Key points there. So, some variations to some of this. I have these lifting straps. This is used to kind of help hold onto the bar, typically more for like grip if something's too hard for your grip, but you can actually use these. You can also use some hand towels as well, what I'm going to show you. What you can do is actually wrap these around the bar where your hands would naturally go in that front squat position. All right, so we got these straps on, and what this is going to do, it's going to allow you to hold on to the straps. You can even pull the straps in closer. I got mine a little wide because you still want to keep this in. This allows you to hold. If you don't have that wrist mobility like we talked about in the beginning, now you've got these straps you can hold on to, and this is still going to give you a lot of control, keep you in that proper body position for that workout, for those front squats. Come down, keeping that chest up high, knees out wide. You want your toes, you want your knees to track over your toes. Keeping that weight right above you. I don't have any weight added to this bar, this is just for demonstration. We just want to show you different variations on how you can do this if you're not in that position to properly start with a barbell. If you don't have a barbell, you don't have a gym membership, you can go to any supermarket, gas station, get a 2-gallon jugs of water, fill them up, and just kind of loop your thumbs into the jugs and just pop them up onto your shoulders. You can go into the same position. Now you've got a weighted front squat where you can still do the same thing. Make sure those jugs are kind of sitting up on your shoulders in front of you and not kind of hanging off your back. Same thing with dumbbells. Pop them up. You can rest the end on your shoulder if you want. You can even pop them up this way. The whole thing is make sure you're tight, elbows are up, your chest is up here. You should feel this in your back tightening up. If you let this collapses, if you keep this down here, your shoulders want to collapse and they want to roll in. This is all about preventing injury. We want to build proper strength for what we're building here. So this is all core strength. Whenever you're doing any type of workout, even on your bike, while you're riding, you should be thinking about keeping your abs tight. Stop staying just super relaxed. And when you're floppy and moving around, it's where injuries happen and you're not in control. Always keep your muscles engaged. Same thing here. Next step, we're gonna work on some core strength exercises around that. Hi guys, working on the core. This is one of my favorite exercises to do for the abs, for the core. We want to work a lot of rotational movements, but we just want to work on core strength as a whole. So this is one of my favorites. We've got a bar up here. If you can have access to a gym, if you don't, you can go to a park. You can use this. You can get some of those pull-up bars that go into your house as well. You can find those on Amazon, Target, anywhere you like. You're gonna hang from the bar. Keep your abs tight. Just think about pulling in and just creating that hollow position. This happens from pulling your abs in, but also from pulling your arms through. You just want to go into that hollow position. From here, we're going to go kind of into going into more of like an arch position. So like hollow arch. We're just going to move this back and forth. Think about squeezing your back when you're coming behind you. Keep your feet together. Squeeze those glutes. Squeeze your back. Get tight. While you're doing that, this is again working in those back muscles, your lower back. So when you're charging down that mountain, you need to have that strong back. You don't need to be sitting arched over your bike, getting floppy. You're not in control if that's what you're looking like on the bike. Doing these movements nice and slow and controlled. The next step, when you're coming up, you want to tuck your knees up. This is going to be control. What I see first time people doing this, there's a lot of swinging. I'll show you what I mean. You're going to like try to do this, and it's just kind of like all over the place where they can't like control themselves. Your legs are loose. You're trying to do whatever you can. Keep your abs tight the whole time. Always think about contracting. So when you're here, we want to do this slow, controlled, feet together, knees tight. Think about squeezing your abs and rolling your hips forward. So watch here. We're up. Remember where you're going. Hollow, arch. So we're controlled. We're not just swinging loosely here. Here. The reason I like this is because this forces your whole body to stay tight and controlled. Usually, you might see me now because I'm trying to like stay loose. I'm kind of like swinging here, and it's hard to fight this when I'm swinging because I'm staying loose. When you tighten your body up, you're here, knees up. That's a great workout to do. Really works out your core. Next step from there is to use straight legs. Go straight out in front of you. We're back to the bar here. Again, you can, we're gonna work the abs a little bit. We're in a back rack position, which means it's on the back of your shoulders instead of, this is called the front rack position. We're gonna do this too for your abs. This movement can be frowned upon with some people. Again, this is all about just control. We're not going for speed or anything like that. But what this is gonna be, we're gonna do a lot of twisting here. Again, keeping chest up, do not slouch yourself. Chest up, keep that core tight. Never stay loose. Core is tight the whole time. We're gonna rotate. So the bar is now perpendicular to when we started. We're gonna rotate the other way. Your abs should be squeezing. There should be a lot of tension in your abs right now because you are actively squeezing your core. And what this is causing you to do is that it's causing you to stop the weighted rotation. So as you get more weight, you can throw on some 10 pounds to the side. And it's causing you to actively squeeze your abs and fight the rotation. It doesn't seem like much, but this is keeping that core tight, but it's also working your lower back as well. Last exercise I'm going to show you is just the shoulder press. Again, we're back to the bar. You can do these with dumbbells. You can do those with those water gallon jugs that I told you about. You can grab your bike if you want to. You can get creative. It just needs to be weight. You can load up a backpack full of books if you need to, and use your backpack for any of these workouts as well. Throw the backpack on the front of you. Hold your backpack tight. Let's say this is your backpack. Hold this in tight. Same thing with those front squats. Come down here. Try to keep that chest up. Knees go out. Again, you can do this in your room. The next workout is for shoulders. We're gonna get back into that front rack position. As we're here, keep those abs tight. I can't stress that enough with you guys. Every workout you do, keep your abs tight. It's gonna sound like a broken record here. When you're here, your chin goes back, head goes back, but your core stays tight. You don't relax. Don't let those hips drop in front of you. Abs tight, chest up, head goes back, you push straight up. As you push up, your head comes through. You're now here, you're pushing through your shoulders. You're not letting the weight rest. That's how injuries happen. Push through, head comes through. As you lower yourself, elbows go back in front of you. Chin gets out of the way, you're back down. So when we're here, like I said, chin back, press out of the way. Pushing through the bar, up top, head goes through. This puts you in proper alignment here. As I'm lowering myself down, the chin gets out of the way. Chin out of the way, press straight up. This is great here for you guys. Covering the legs, covering the core, covering our shoulders. You can actually work out all of these into a sequence. So I was gonna touch on this a little bit before the video, but I wanted to make sure we covered some of the workouts before. Now, there are hundreds of workouts for you guys to do to improve strength. If you're already in a workout routine, by all means, stay with it. This is to help you just get some ideas, help you learn more about specific workouts, some training, some alternative movements. The 3 movements I showed you, those abs I showed you on a bar, you can do that on the ground as well. Never want to forget the chest as well. You're using a lot of that while you're up and over your bike. You can work dips on a bar. Just traditional push-ups are always best. Just get on the ground. If you can't do push-ups, do not be afraid to just get on your knees and use push-ups on your knees as well. So how do you put all of this together into a workout? When you are mountain biking, it is not just consistent, steady cardio or endurance. You're pushing it hard up a climb. You might be doing some steady riding down some flat trails. Maybe you're going downhill, but your heart rate, your endurance, your cardio is not just a steady climb like you might be like on just a long distance run, or maybe you're on a stationary bike, maybe you do some road biking and it's just like a steady cadence. You're just in that cadence and you're just going for an hour or more. It's not the same with mountain biking. It's a little bit different. You might need to push it a little bit harder with your legs up a certain climb or a different area. So you want to replicate that training in your gym. It's not just, all right, I'm just gonna get on the bike, I'm just gonna go. So I like to do what's called AMRAPs. They stand for as many rounds as possible or as many reps as possible. You can do this a series of ways. Part of that is maybe setting a time. So let's say like 3 minutes. We're gonna do as many rounds and reps as possible in 3 minutes, and we're gonna do maybe 2 different exercises. So let's say we're gonna do the front squat like I showed you. We're gonna get that weight up on your shoulders. Let's say we do, let's say 10 reps of that front squat, and then let's do 10 reps of a shoulder press. Okay, we're gonna go back and forth between those 2 exercises for 3 minutes. We're gonna do as many of those rounds as we can in 3 minutes. After those 3 minutes, we're gonna take a minute rest, maybe a minute and a half rest. Now we're gonna go into a different workout. Now you go into maybe your crunches, your abs from the bar. Maybe we're gonna do 20 of those ab crunches, those hanging knee raises from the bar. And after those 20 raises, now we're gonna do push-ups. Let's do 10 push-ups. Okay, so that's gonna be more ab intensive. But the goal is to rest as little as possible while you're in that 3 minute working period. So the goal is you wanna push it hard, staying in proper form, okay? We're not trying to race, we're just trying to keep our heart rate up. And then we're gonna take a rest and maybe do another AMRAP. You don't need to follow that workout. That's just something I just kind of threw off top of my head. You can do 3 or 4 movements in that 3 minute workout. You can extend that to 5 minutes if you want to. You can do a lot of variation. Don't afraid to use a jump rope if you have one. Do some burpees. There's a lot of workouts you can do. Lots of resources you can find online. You can actually look up AMRAP workouts and kind of see what they have. Ton of variations out there. But I want you guys to actually think about what you're doing. Don't just get on YouTube or get on even on here. Don't just get on and be like, oh, that's the word of doing it. I'm always going to do it that way. The goal of these videos is to help you think through the situation for yourself. Think through those workouts. Hey guys, my battery just died on my other camera, so apologize for the low quality on this one here. The whole point of this, like I was saying, is just to help you think through what you're doing, thinking through the workouts. Why am I doing this workout? What am I doing it for? So like I said, you want to build your heart rate up and then short rest. Build your heart rate up, short rest. You want that constant up and down in your heart rate. You know, heart rate goes up, try to bring it down. Heart rate goes up, try to bring it down. The first couple times you do this, even in your first couple weeks of doing these types of workouts, it may take a while for you to recover. your heart rate, that is, help bringing your heart rate back down, because your body's so used to just being at a steady pace. And so if you're changing this, you're doing this differently, your body's gonna react like that. So just don't be afraid, but also be smart. Don't let your heart rate get too high. If you're wearing a heart rate monitor, that's good, monitor that. I have my smartwatch, my Apple Watch, that kind of keeps track of my heart rate as well. Always be aware of your body. And if this is your first time ever exercising, do consult a physician. I am no doctor. I am not an exercise science specialist or anything like that. I'm just sharing from my own experiences, doing what I've done over a couple of years, helping train other people. But look, you know your body. If you're not supposed to be doing any of these types of movements from your doctor or anything like that, obviously listen to them. Don't listen to me in those types of situations, okay? I don't want anyone to get hurt and push themselves past their limits. But look, you are training. You're trying to get better, and naturally you have to push yourself out of that comfort zone to get better in anything you do. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope you're able to learn some things. If you have questions, do feel free to reach out in those comments, okay? So this video is not supposed to be all-inclusive, but just to give you some ideas as we go forward. Like I said from the beginning, if these videos do get some traction and there is a need for some more of this content, I can definitely do some more where we do get into more in-depth in the movements. Specifically, let's say that front squat. Maybe we do a video just on proper technique and form with different movements specifically, and how they're improving you and how they work for mountain biking. So if you guys do like this, give it a big thumbs up, and make sure you hit that little bell icon when you subscribe. Or if you're already subscribing, make sure you do press that so you can get notified when these new videos come out. And guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate the support you all give me to this channel, and I hope to ride with a few of you guys on the trail. And until next time, guys, we'll see you.